Okay, are you ready? Are you ready to make moves, guys? If you're ready to make moves, then you have to be honest with yourself because I'm going to show you a way that you can save slash put aside money from what you're currently earning in your job or in your career. This is your tech guy. Okay, so here's what we need to be honest with ourselves and do. Every single expense, that means money going out, we have to record it. We have to keep track of every single expense going out. Okay, it's gone, 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 bye bye. So if it's leaving, at least it must leave you with a record. If you can keep a record, then that's a great start because we're going to start taking this record and splitting it up into two categories. Category number one, need. Category number two, want. I'm going to label every single expense as a need or as a want. Because if you're calling a want a need, this is not going to work, right? Even if you're going to spend anyway, but you're honest with yourself, I'm going to do what I'm doing regardless. This video is not going to change what I do. I'm not gonna alter my needs. I'm not gonna alter my wants, and then that's fine. But at least just be honest with yourself, so you can keep a record and maybe overview it every week or every month or every 3 months, just to keep track to see how much are you spending on your needs versus how much you're gonna spend on your wants, even if you're not gonna change your habits today. Let's start with entertainment. Entertainment is a want. Now, I'm not saying don't have any wants, guys. Everyone wants stuff. I want stuff. You want stuff. We all want stuff, and there's nothing wrong with wanting stuff. But we have to monitor what we're actually spending on what we want to see if it's harming us or if it's beneficial to us. All right. So the television is taking your time. It's not giving you anything in return per se, but it is entertaining you. It is something that you enjoy doing, and it's taking your time. But at least it's not taking your time and your money. Right. Now, if you're paying for the TV like everybody is doing, and then you're hitting that HBO and those other special channels that don't come with your TV bundle, then that's an additional expense. You have to put that down on your tracker that you're keeping track of, and that, yes, goes under want, okay, not under need. Okay, so all we need to do is monitor how much time we're spending on the TV. Good. Let's talk food and drinks with friends. How much are you spending? How much is it costing you to go and to come back, right? And what type of food are you eating? Are you buying for yourself? Are you buying for your friends? How often are you guys doing this? All of these things cost money and they cost time. Okay, let's talk clothing and gear, sneakers, smartwatches, the stuff that we wear every day, clothing. Well, clothing is a need, right? You need to cover your body, right? Yes. But can that need become a want? Absolutely. There's a threshold, there's a line, and you have to watch that line carefully. Okay, well, I need a shirt, so I'm going to Macy's and wherever it is, these brand name stores, and I'm going to buy a shirt for $50. Well, that's great, but just remember that's money going. Does that shirt have the ability to generate income for you or potentially put you in any way, shape, or form to benefit monetarily, right? Or to climb that career ladder? Really, does it? Or could you have gone somewhere else, paid a lot less money, and still get a shirt that doesn't have that brand name tag or that brand name feel, and just deal with it for a while? I'm not saying don't buy brand name shirts. Brand name shirts are great. They're very comfortable and everything. But at this point in time, is it something that you want to invest in? How much money you put into that shirt is what I'm saying determines whether that shirt is a need or whether that shirt is a want. Don't get me wrong, if your income is super duper high, then $50 might not be an expense that you might want to call a want. It might fall under a need, right? Depending on what your income is. You know your income. You know how much you're spending. You know whether spending $50 or $60 on a shirt becomes a need and becomes a want. Because a lot of us go out and eat, or sometimes we eat at work, We go out for dinner with our friends and stuff like that, and we spend money on food. And on top of that, we still buy groceries to provide for the home. See what I'm saying? So you have to be careful when it comes to groceries. How do you categorize it? Do you categorize dinners with the friend as groceries? Groceries for the home, meaning onions, carrots, broccoli, chicken, beef, stuff you get from the butcher. That's definitely necessity because those are things you need. And even if you're going to the butcher and then you're getting a little fancy, buying, I don't know, the roast duck, or I must have a whole salmon, and the whatever it is, the largest of the shrimp, then you might be slipping over from a need into something that you enjoy and that you want. Is it providing nutrition and basic food for you to consume every day, or is it going into these are the fancy delicacies that I like to eat? Look at how much money you're making every week, every month, and then be honest with yourself and say, hey, is this the right amount of rent or mortgage that I should be paying every month based upon what I'm making or what my family's making if you're working as a combined family to help with the bills? Or am I putting extra strain or stress on myself? Am I really holding up something that's really heavy, that's kind of like a burden to me? Right? You got to make sure, yes, do you need a place to stay? We all need a place to stay. We all need a place to put our stuff and to keep our stuff. But we have to make a clear, definite line whether that is what we're doing and putting aside money for our business, or are we spending money and spending rent and putting aside money towards the mortgage because we want a fancy home that has all the amenities, the porch, the balcony, the barbecue grill in the back, all of that stuff extra when you're building a business from the ground up with a very, very small income. Good. Now we're talking the car. So you're working and everything, you decide, hey, I've got to take the family out, or hey, I don't want to take the train anymore, it's time for me to buy a car. Be honest with yourself. Be honest. Is this car a need or is it a want? Do you really need a car? Of course, everybody wants a car. Everybody should have a car and be driving a car. But if your priority is to build a business or to climb that career ladder and get to the top, or to build your business to a large network where you can shell out money for cars and clothing and the nicest sneakers and all of these things without putting a burden on yourself, where you have money in the bank, you have a good solid foundation, your business has some kind of residual income or a constant transaction base coming in that's giving you money, then that's fine. We can have these things, but can we really afford to have these things right now? Can we really afford to even get a car right now? And if so, what can we afford? Is it $100 a month and a job to drive a Lexus? What we can afford right now that has a $20,000 or $30,000 price tag? Or should I just shell out $2,000, $3,000 and buy something that I can really afford? Might be a hoopty, a reliable hoopty. It's not, I'm not driving around in style, but it gets the job done. Then it's a necessity versus something that you want. What about that PC? What about that phone? What about that Xbox? What about that PlayStation? Well, for the PlayStation and Xbox, unless you're a pro gamer, who's going to use these games? And these games now are ranging, $65 a game, right? And even if you don't buy a lot of games, these games can still eat an enormous amount of time from you. So you have to take all of that into consideration when you're playing these games, even if you're not spending a lot of money buying these games all the time, right? So take all of that into consideration. Is it a need or a want? Most of the time it's a want, because unless you're a pro gamer, it's not really a need, okay? Falls under entertainment. That new PC or phone, well, that's another tough decision. If you're just buying a PC to park it up there to browse the internet and stuff, hey, budget. How much do I really need to spend? If you need to do video editing, then that's a different story. You want to get something that will work for you, then that's an investment, and that can be categorized as a need. Do you want to have the latest iPhone or Galaxy just to say you have it? Or are you working social media with these things? And I don't mean Facebook just to say, hi, this is what I did today, this is what I'm eating, this is what I'm drinking. No, I'm talking, you're pushing content out there, you're promoting yourself, you're doing something that's business oriented, and those things will create a high impact, because you can still do the Facebook and all these different things without the latest of the latest gadgets. All of these things cost. All of these things can save you money if you don't invest in these things, or you don't spend in these things, and you take that money and you pool it elsewhere, into your career or into your business or into your future business if you're planning to venture out. So bottom line is, you have to think ahead. And once you're thinking ahead, and you have these goals in mind, and you really have these things that you want to get done, you will make sacrifices. And I hope this video was helpful, and it will force you to be honest with yourself and make some great changes as of now going forward. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep these videos coming to you. Hit thumbs up, and look, post some suggestions in the comment section that can help too. We know that the best suggestions come from the community, from guys like you. So please put some additional tips below to help other people, learn and benefit from your tips as well. So engage with me, talk to me, subscribe. You can find all my social media tips, links. Just click on any one of the links to find me on Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm everywhere. I wear my sunglasses at night so I can, but not tonight.